Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch, the story.
Yes, this is a sad story coming out from Niger State. So they say a monitoring team of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps was ambushed by Boko Haram insurgents while they were inspecting the national grid installation in the Shiroro local government area of Niger State. This attack occurred yesterday, that was Tuesday, in Bryansk area of Chukun local government area, this Kaduna. They said, so this team consisting of 9 officers, 71 other ranks from various NSCDC commands, they had completed their surveillance activities in Shiroro and they were going back to their base when they were attacked. They also said that the ambush came as the team escorted stranded expatriates found in the bush, in the village, and they were as they were returning from a mining site. And then that was when these insurgents from a hill just pounced on them, over 200. The good news is that they were able to fight them off, but we had some of casualties. We have casualties on our side, but they also had more than 50 insurgents lost more than 50 insurgents during this crossfire. The NSDC operatives, some of them are missing. They said they've put in all that is needed to find them, hope to find them alive. There are so many of them also injured. So this is what has happened. So the NSDC team had gone for that inspection because of the constant power blackouts we've been having due to the vandalism that is happening on that particular infrastructure. And this is what they met on their way back. Yes, this is Nigeria for you. Working hard, 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. Yeah.
All right, so yesterday, the Senate on Tuesday at plenary paid glowing tribute to the late Senator Ubah, who died July 26th this year. Ubah was born September 1971, represented the Anambra South Senatorial District, and he was actually a member of the APC and Senate chairman on the Committee on Downstream, Petroleum Downstream. The casket was actually laid at the foyer in the White House wing, directly in front of the Senate chamber. And Godswill Akpabio, that's the Senate president, donned in traditional Isi attire, paired with a matching red cap and dark sunglasses, the same as Senator Okoyemi Bamidele also wore the Isiago attire. Senator Ubah's seat in the chamber was adorned with flowers and wrapped and draped in cloth, painted in the colors of the Nigerian flag. The session was opened to non-senators, allowing people to come in and pay their last respects. Obviously, our Vice President, Kasim Shettima, was there. Quite a number of other wives of all the major principal officers were all there. And may he so continue to rest in peace, because it was actually a really sad day yesterday.
Very, very sad. I saw the pictures on billboards, and I was like, I know this person. Oh, yeah, that's true. He actually has passed on. Yeah. It just makes you more grateful for every moment that we have alive. I want to take the story of 4 Nigerians who've been sentenced to varying number of years, from 2 to 7 years. These 4 Nigerians were involved in a stab attack on the 4th of November 2021 after a 6-week trial that was conducted in October. They've now been sentenced. Now, these are students that are Nigerians, students in Leicester, and one of them was sent to 4 to 7 years. That has the highest sentence, and the 7 years was based on the fact that not only did he violent disorder and attempted grievous bodily harm to the person who was the victim. Thankfully, the person didn't die, but the person survived multiple stab wounds. Another person got 5 years. Lawal got 5 years. For the same thing. Rahim got 3 years for violent disorder and possessing a blade article. And Davis Ero was sentenced to 2 years for just violent disorder. So the thing, why am I mentioning they are different? Their age, they are all young. They are all about in their 20s. Okay. All of them are within less than 20, maximum of 21 years old. They are in their early 20s. When they got the sentence, when they carried out the activity, and they were meant to be in school, and they carried out this activity. Now, they are spending years in prison. Aside from that, the way the justice system worked over them, because sometimes we have mob attack, and they say you cannot know who did what, but they knew the person that had a blade. the person that got 2 years was part of them, beat him, but did not have a blade. So the person got 2 years. The person that did the actual stabbing got more years than those that did not do stabbing. Yeah. So it's important that our justice system provides, yes, especially in Nigeria, because we're seeing this work over there. Many people are survivors of this kind of mob attack, and they never get justice. So they feel like they have to carry out jungle justice by themselves or something. Yeah. So our heart goes out to the families of those that are having to suffer this one. And the parents are probably in Nigeria and... You know, please face your work when you go abroad.
Daily Sun, FG6, fresh $2.2 billion loan. Nigeria orders to benefit from $1 trillion global warming mitigation fund. Ubah identifies missing link in educational system. Doctors begin nationwide strike. Oil theft. Tompolo accuses Navy of involvement in illegal oil bunkering. Okay, we still.
Okay, so I told the, sorry, ma'am, the doctors...
Going on strike.
Going on strike. I thought I would have a good update because I'd taken it earlier this week. But it's just a confirmation that the doctors are still on strike and that no engagement has happened. They're still asking the federal government to meet their terms, which is, of course, nullification of the appointment of the new vice-chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, the sack of the chairman of the Universities Council for failure to enforce the directive of the Ministry of Education to nullify the appointments, and, you know, increase the age for consultants. So this is the Nigerian Medical Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, MDCAN, that are going on this strike. And they had initially given a 21-day ultimatum, which has expired before they began this warning strike. I hope that before it extends beyond where we go, we handle them. Somebody should engage them already.
That's right.
Yeah. COP29 climate talks in Azerbaijan are set to agree on a bold annual financial target of $1 trillion or more to help developing countries tackle the challenges of global warming. But to achieve these targets, COP29 is seeking to introduce some new taxes as a way to get, as one way to get there. And then we had Global Solidarity Levies Task Force. This one is led by France, Barbados, and Kenya. They are also exploring the issue. Anyway, the long story short is that taxes will be placed. There's a particular one, they're saying that they'll be placed on kerosene fuel, private jet fuel, luxury tickets, and frequent flyers, which together could generate 19 billion to 164 billion per year. So that's one way of generating this $1 trillion that will now be given to developing countries on fighting this climate change. So I like the way, I took the story because, a lot of times in Nigeria, when we're talking about our own local policies and generating and getting money, we never really talk about how we're going to get the money. So this 1 trillion looks, hey, we're getting 1 trillion, but it's because they are going to be getting it from each and every one of us, depending on your lifestyle. So if you're a frequent flyer, the aviation industry, a lot of people will be seeing a lot more levies geared towards, this fund.
So I have this story. The Chief Executive Officer of Tantita Security Services Limited and former militant warlord, Tom Polo, High Chief Government Okpemu Polo, popularly called Tom Polo, yes. He has accused the Nigerian Navy of being involved in oil bunkering. He said that this one is specific. He said the Naval High Command is frustrating the efforts of the security outfit to secure the oil, and that there's connivance, according to him, foreign collaborators, especially those who are carrying out their criminal activities on the national, territorial waters, and that he has raised this alarm. He mentioned this when he was receiving the NBA, the national executive of the NBA, led by the president, Mazi Ofam Osigwe, at the Okporoza Warri local government area. And his statement was they are doing their best, but that the Navy is aiding and abating illegal bunkering activities within its coverage area. He also alleged that the Navy is operating at cross-purpose with other state actors and private security saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding the nation's critical assets. We still have this issue ongoing where majority of not majority, but oil bunkering is still taking place at a large scale. So he's called them out. He's accused high-ranking officials within the Navy of being involved in what is going on. And he mentioned how his own company, Tantita Security Services, intercepted a vessel that was carrying crude oil in Port Harcourt, and the personnel of the Nigerian Navy provided escorts for that vessel to get out of the national, the national water territories of Nigeria. So he said the Navy personnel on board and others quickly mobilized to the scene, and they had gunboats and were firing, and the security officials and the DSS were unable to. The story is plenty. I just would like official response from the naval team, because this is one side of the story, so that we have the other side of the story. But there's been controversy back to back on how the kind of volume of bunkering going on couldn't have happened without the involvement of people.
So it's something suspected over time.
It would be nice to have a proper investigation, and then
let's call out the bad eggs. And
see, I would like that Antita fingers some of these officers.
Names.
We've always suspected, so give us names.
Names.
We have to wrap up, but please, there's a story that caught my attention in Vanguard that I must say. Move on quickly to Vanguard. Experts want Sustainable 6 approval for $2.2 billion fresh loans. Ukraine fires 6 US long-range missiles at Russia. Economy, Nigeria can't afford to lag behind, says Shetima and Sanwo-Olu. And the prolonged power outage worsens hardship in Niger Delta. World Toilet Day, 95 million Nigerians lack access to basic sanitation services. Let me take this Ukraine matter because I'm very worried. So Ukraine, down there, has launched an attack against Russia. And they launched 6 US long-range army tactical missile system to Moscow yesterday. It comes after Putin specifically warned them not to. Putin has also approved an updated doctrine lowering the threshold for the use of nuclear weapons. This is getting very scary. So now that Ukraine has launched 6 missiles, we don't know how Putin is going to respond to this. But obviously, yesterday, the reports that the missiles were targeted at a military depot in Kharkiv, which is more than 100 miles north of Kursk. Initial reports that the US had authorized the use of their missiles for strikes on Russia have suggested that they were restricted to use it in a certain region. Now, regardless of who approved what, the missiles have been launched, and we are all worried about Russia's response. Somebody should please talk to Putin, to please calm down, because we don't want this. Putin has warned yesterday that you will launch World War III. If Ukraine goes ahead to launch those missiles, you're going to start World War III. And I'm hoping
need to break down to
you will
build
calm
up.
down. Okay, we have to wrap up. We don't have any more time. Let's take time. Okay, that's all we can take. I was going to take the toilet story from somebody who has that, but we have to run, unfortunately. That's all we can take on Front Page Review today. When we come back, we bring in our guests, a special feature from Stanbic IBTC. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.